5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I tried, and I failed. Hey, music lovers, vinyl community, thanks for stopping by my channel. So, in the month of March, I said to myself, I'm not gonna buy any new music. I got Record Store Day coming up in April, and things are just a bit tight right now, right? So I'm like, I'm not gonna buy any music, I'm not gonna do it, I'm gonna resist. No more records in the month of March. And I failed. So I thought what I'd do is just update you, show you what I found. I found a few records and a pile of CDs as well. So I'm always cruising Facebook Marketplace, and that's where I found all of these. Guy was paring down his collection, getting rid of doubles, etc. And yeah, I was able to pick up a few. So I have 6 records, I think, and like 20-ish CDs. So let's just get right into it. And the first one, I think, is a good example of throwing something out there into the world, and getting it back. In a very recent video, I picked up the cheap bins at my record store, an Aretha Franklin album, and I said, I need more Aretha in my collection. It wasn't so big on that one. I like her, 60s, 70s kind of stuff. And so this one was there, Aretha Gold. So a compilation of some of her, exactly what I was looking for, her 60s and 70s stuff. So yeah, there's the track list in case you're really interested. Great stuff. I've been able to spin all these records, so that was lovely. We got a Rolling Stones compilation with the sticker on the front. Sucking in the 70s, so I think this is throughout the entire, the best of their 70s stuff, I believe. Beast of Burden is on here, Manish Boy, the blues cover. Oh, speaking of blues, we're listening to some blues today. We've got Buddy Guy spinning in the background, if you're able to hear it. I think there's some alternative versions on here, previously unreleased stuff. So it's a little different than their studio stuff. Not bad, decent. This is an interesting one. So these were $2 a piece, by the way. Everything here was $2. In fact, it was a little bit less because I only had $40 on me, and he said he'd just take them. So it was a little less than $2 a piece. This was $2 because it's only got one disc in it. So this is a live recording. On the front it's called Revolution of the Mind, but on the back it says Live at the Apollo Volume 3. And I was excited about this because I had a James Brown Live at the Apollo, but I wasn't sure if it was Volume 3 or Volume 1, but I had no cover for it. It was just one disc as well. So it didn't end up being this one, but it's different tracks and so forth. So I kind of put the two of them together now, and James Brown, you can't go wrong with James Brown for $2. Another best of Blondie. I had a couple Blondie albums, but I don't mind a best of. I'm always up for something like that. For $2. Greatest Hits Volume 2 for Stevie Wonder. So I think this is just before his classical period. So some good stuff on here. So I was happy to add that to the collection. And the last one, so how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, yeah. So the last one here is Sly and the Family Stone. I already have this album, but it's a little beat. And although the cover of this one's pretty beat, the record looked pretty good. So I thought it might have been an upgrade. I haven't gotten a chance to sit down and compare the two. I have a Japanese pressing, but for $2, I thought I'd give it a try. And one of these will go out as to a friend, or maybe some VCLT or something like that. So those were the records. So the CDs are mostly kind of 90s and 2000s stuff, and some Canadian content I'll show at the end. Let's just go through it. So I don't have a copy of Blue Train, so I snapped that up for $2. Coltrane, lovely for a Sunday afternoon. Happy Easter, by the way, to everyone, if you celebrate such a holiday. We've got a big egg hunt planned for the kids tomorrow, so that's going to be fun. Tomorrow, yeah, it's a Saturday I'm filming this, so. 90s classics, Pearl Jam 10. I wasn't listening to this stuff in the 90s. I was pretty much listening to only hip hop, so it's nice to go back and kind of rediscover a lot of this for the first time, to be honest. I mean, I know a lot of the tracks, but I've never sat down and listened to a Pearl Jam album from start to beginning. From start to finish. There we go. So that was good. Good to have. Nevermind. Gotta have Nevermind in the collection. I've got MTV Unplugged on vinyl, but I have nothing else by Nirvana on vinyl. This was one of the first CDs I ever owned. What year is this? I don't know what I'm going to say on here. I got it from like Columbia House or BMG, 1991. I was 11. So somewhere in 11, 12, I got my first stereo and a subscription to Columbia House, I think it was, and I got to pick up 6 records, 6 CDs, and this. And I have a lot of the other ones, but this one got lost, so it's nice to have that CD back in the collection again. Black Crowes, America, yeah. Again, not a band I listen to a lot, but really, really like. And so that's a great album. What's the one that really stood out to me on here as being a great track? Too small, that's why I like CDs. Again, some greatest hit comps, U2, their 80s material, 1980 to 1990. So a great one there. A double LP or double CD of soul music, Respect. It's got all the favorites: Aretha, Stevie, Isaac Hayes, Smokey Robinson, Ray Charles, Marvin Gaye, Jackson 5, The Spinners, Sam and Dave, Rufus Thomas rather, Rare Earth, etc., etc., etc. So great little. To Norah Jones. Great. I love Norah Jones, so whenever I see a Norah Jones for a good price. This is an interesting one because this is pretty early, and she's collaborating with. Who are the special guests on here? It's not listed. Anyway, she's collaborating with some other musicians on here, and she's doing some of her old songs as well, so that's a pretty cool one to have. And a later one here. Let's get into the Canadian content. I mentioned MTV Unplugged already. Here, how about Bryan Adams MTV Unplugged? I'm trying to snap up as many of these as I can. The MTV Unplugged. There's a thread going around, or someone's trying to start a thread. I didn't get a chance to get on it, but in fact, I've been pretty inactive lately, so I apologize if I haven't been commenting. I've been a little absent lately, busy with work and life. Anyway, Bryan Adams Unplugged, a couple of Our Lady Peace, Record Day Ambassadors from last year, I believe, Our Lady Peace, so Canadian Record Store Ambassadors. So 2 more of those. Spirit of the West, from out west, I want to say they're from Alberta, but I might be wrong. Kind of a Celtic feel to the early stuff, getting more and more getting more kind of rock centers as the years went by. This is kind of a transitional album for them, so I prefer the kind of the more Celtic-y kind of stuff. So it's still a great album on here. Political, I think, is the one they've redone from their earlier catalog. Pretty good. Some maritime stuff. We've got Joe Plaskett, based out of Halifax, the Joe Plaskett Emergency. Scrappy Happiness. This has got the big track Harbor Boys, The Island Girls, so that's a nice one to add to my collection as well. My favorite local band, Slow Coaster, kind of a rock, reggae vibe to their music, 3-piece outfit from here in Cape Breton. Didn't have this album. I think around this time I was buying a lot of their albums digitally. So they have a new album out that I haven't purchased yet. I'm waiting to see them in concert to pick up the album. And then these guys here, In Flight Safety, based out of, I want to say Dartmouth or Halifax as well. They formed at my alma mater up at Mount Allison University. I know one of the former members fairly well, so yeah, nice to get that. And I think he said it's signed by a couple of the guys as well, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, and all for, you know, like I say, $40, 40 Canadian bucks. That's, you know, in American dollars, that'd be, you know, maybe a handful of buttons, a few bows, and a wooden nickel, right? Coffee, cheers. Yeah, so that's about all I've got to show today. We're at 10 minutes, so I think I'll wrap it up there. Thanks for coming by. Oh, I'm lying. I've got one more, but I'm going to show it in the next video because I've made a whole video about it. So that will be coming out, I don't know, later this week, I suppose. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for stopping by. I always love hearing your comments and feedback. So yeah, please drop us a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Peace.